Hello to everyone. I will try to be very, how to say, targeting a real part of my presentation, because we are ahead half an hour, and when it's lunch, people, they don't like to have these cuts from their lunch. But it's a good moment to actually challenge you a little bit. Close your eyes. Please, all of you, close your eyes. Imagine this event without food. And please close your eyes. Thank you. Imagine this event without food, without electricity. Oh, yeah. And it's like 3 days you're here and just listening all these panels and all these keynote speakers. And still you don't have solution how you will have this food and how you will have these heating systems. It's cold outside. Okay, today is a little bit warm, but imagine it's more cold than usual. So how would you feel? Just imagine this moment. Keep this picture, okay? Because we will continue. I think that bioeconomy will answer some questions. Okay, when I say bioeconomy, you can open your eyes. Many people look at me like, oh, what is that? Can you explain me a little bit more? I work in bioeconomy since 2009, and I'm talking a lot about bioeconomy. I'm pushing this on all levels, at the policy levels, at practical levels, and so on. And still, there is so many people around me saying, what is bioeconomy? And it's hard to explain. So what do you say, what is bioeconomy? And you should know that probably because you listen more than 40 workshops or presentations about that. Somebody volunteer? Piotr, you can say. 2 words. Yeah, when you think about bioeconomy. The most important 2 words. Okay. Somebody else? I would say sustainability and add value. Somebody else maybe would say something else. What do you want to say? Sustainability and add value. Okay. Yeah, this is definition. Please memorize this because it's important. It's set up by joint work of many, many experts, and I think it's deserved to stay here and that we all remember that it's actually a sustainable solution based on biological resources to create add value and integrate a lot of billions in our GDP, but sometimes we are not aware of that. When I explain agriculture, I'm also coming from the agriculture background, working with farmers all the time. And 10 years ago, when I would say I'm working for farmers and agriculture sector, they would say, how you can do that? You came from marketing, you came from trade and working with high-level cosmetic products, and then you came with the farmers. Why with the farmers? And I said, food is security. Food is technology. Food is trade, food is health, food is digitalization, but also bioeconomy closely follow food production, closely follow energy production, closely follow everything we actually need. And if something happens, I'm just thinking, because all this war crisis, I don't know how many of you are thinking about this, how to have house and my own energy resources and my own recycled waters, maybe underground fridge because you never know what will happen, and some food storages just in case if something happens. How many of you think about that these days? Thank you for being honest. Yes. I hope this will not happen, that we will need something like that, but it changes our opinions. How to engage. Sometimes it's hard to engage regular people because we think, okay, consumers, but what is the most important for consumers? You're so quiet, you need to wake up before lunch. Huh? Good point. And what is the most important for sellers or producers? Again. And then we are in the complex situation, how to merge interests of one price to sell to get it more, and from the other to pay it less. And here is commission, state helping us, everybody are helping us, but actually that's the case. This is what we need. We need lower prices. At the same time, we need better income for the producers. Treaty of Rome in 1957, I love to mention this because I think it's important and relevant, says cheaper prices for consumers and decent life for producers. But how to do that in the global surrounding that we have now, and how to increase the importance of bioeconomy and put this from the frames and from a lot of documents to practice, and also how to inform consumers about bioeconomy and make them more aware that buying products that use bioeconomy practices is actually helping overall economy. Okay? So we engaged consumers, we engaged even representatives from the ministry because they are consumers. Because of this engagement, they were following all of our processes, and at the end, Croatia is very proud to say that after many, many years of talking and talking, we finally had our strategy on the government level, and now it's in the parliament, so congratulations on that. We did, through our project, BIOECO-UP, and I have to say it was a great team. It was such a pleasure to work with all of you all these 3 years. A lot of exchange of practices, a lot of knowledge. I think from the beginning it was hard because we had a lot of work, but at the end we are really happy with the outcomes. And the outcomes are that we had 21 workshops. We gathered around 500 consumers. We had 21 videos that we shared on many events and also shared on our YouTube. So you can go to BIOECO-UP YouTube page and you can see all these videos, all these practices and tools that actually you can use at your home. So how many of you are eating eggs or love eggs? Almost all. Yeah, actually eggs are my favorite food. And, but you know, we never think, okay, we just use our eggs, then we have shield, and then we put in the trash, and that's it. We never use that for something else. Somebody maybe for gardening, but yeah, most of us didn't think about what to use. So we did a lot of, for every country, we had 3 workshops and 3 different topics we covered. How to compost, how to garden on plate, how to use different materials, different products. I will not call this waste because I don't like this definition of waste because it's a new product. And but our residues from our cooking and everything we have in our home. So I like this one because I love cosmetic and I came from cosmetic world, and I was happy that I actually never thought that I can use this from my leftover of the grapes, and it was nice to see. I think this was in Slovakia. Very good example how to use actually your grape residues for cosmetic. Also, we had some herbal tincture, balms, and so on, but I will not talk too much. I prepared a video for you, which will be released by my colleague. Okay. To see what we did.
cilj je održivost, znači materijala, održivost u poljoprivredi. Kako sam i sama poljoprivrednica, znam koje sve benefite u poljoprivredi, a i općenito na koje se načine se može iskoristiti ljudska jajeta. Tako da danas će radionica biti u 3 dijela. Prvi dio će se raditi, znači, uskršnja jaja od ljudske jajeta ispuhane sa sjemenkama. Drugi dio će biti gnojivo, prihrana za biljke od ljuska jajeta, a treći će biti onaj kozmetički koje sve oduševljava, kad sam spomenula. Peeling za lice koji pomlađuje, kažu, do 10-15 godina, pa isprobat ćemo.
I'm not sure if that's true, but...
Vi imate radionicu izrade domaće kozmetike od ljuske jajeta za pomlađivanje. Potrebna je ljuska jajeta, mlinac i domaće vrhnje, što masnije, ove 30% puno masno. Da bi se to mogla raditi ljuska jajeta, mora biti 10 minuta prokuhana i 15 do 20 minuta prepečena, što sam ja učinila, tako da to nećete morati raditi. Ono što vi radite, stavite u mlinac ljusko jajeta, samljete u prah, umiješate u vrhnje, znači ide neka 2 žličice vrhnja, 1 žlica praha jajeta, dobro se izmiješa i nanese se na lice i drži se nekih 15 minuta. Nakon toga se ispire. Garantirano pomlađuje i hrani, tako da evo vidjet ćemo danas, ja se nadam, učinak. Vaš dio je, radite kompost za biljke, vi imate ovdje 2 cvjetića koje je potrebno prihraniti i posaditi. Za početak, znači, ljusku jajeta koja je čisto prosušena na zraku, znači nikako termička obrada nije potrebna. Ona se zdrobi u sitne komadiće i može se evo na više načina koristiti. Jedan od načina je da se čisto posipa u zemlju. To je jako idealno za poljoprivrednu proizvodnju i za plodovito povrće, da se implementira u zemlju u jesen, jer ona kroz nekih par mjeseci tek počinje otpuštati veliku količinu kalcija. Znači, kada mi posadimo, evo, tipa rajčicu, papriku i patliđan koje trebaju jako puno kalcija, ona će na proljeće početi otpuštati dovoljnu čak količinu koja je za prihranu potrebna. Ono što je idealno kombinirati s ljudskom jajeta je iskorišteni soc kave, koji je isto jedna moguća, ajmo reći, prirodna za iskorištavanje namirnica koje u pravilu kafići u velikim količinama bacaju i ne iskorištava se, a u poljoprivredi se jako dobro može kao prihrana zbog mikronutrijenata koja kava ima koristiti. Tako da je današnja ideja da vi izdrobite ljuske jajeta, može biti ručno, može biti u mlincu, ali ručno je sasvim dovoljno, da se pomiješa sa kavom i da posadimo biljku da vidimo kako će to kroz neko vrijeme utjecati na nju. Da li ćemo imati lijepe cvjetiće i da li će prihrana biti dovoljno.
You can see many of these videos on our YouTube BIOECO-UP
Osim toga imat ćemo i drugi dio ovdje radionice, postoji takozvani čaj od ljuske jajeta.
Just with the last slide, I think we had great experience during our workshops. Also, that we increased some understanding, at least to 500 people that were present, and I hope it is even more. I noticed that our bioeconomy video reached how many views? 100,000 something views. So you can go and check it, the explanation about what we do and what we did in the project. And it's for our all future interest to spread the good news about bioeconomy, but practical examples. As I said, I'm working with farming sector. Last week I had one of the workshops with one of feedstock producer. And we had this normal workshop as usual, explaining all the things, value chains and who is who in value chain, and then testing what we can do it better, how we can strengthen these value chains. And at the beginning of this discussion, remind this is producer, feedstock producer, one of the biggest wood residues producers. And he said, I don't understand the concept. Everything is good at my place, so I don't see any problems. I think everything works well. But when we started to ask, okay, where do you have some problems with logistics to take these residues, from instance, from your national cooperants? Yeah, we have sometimes. So, okay, you have problem with the local collection of residues. You have problem with the local distribution. There is something missing. But at the beginning, it sounded everything is good. So by asking questions, putting some topics which are maybe more visible or practical examples, I think we will wake up our European community. So I'm done with my today's presentation, and I hope you enjoyed.